The tropical pack for Planet Zoo gave us 5 awesome animals, but what if we wanted more? Welcome everyone back to another top 10 mods video. Hope you guys are all having the most wonderful days as we check out the top 10 tropical mods for Planet Zoo. Now before we get started, I do want to say very quickly, mods are not officially endorsed by Frontier. When you do mod without any support from them, so if something goes wrong, you have the modding community to go back to and not Frontier. Just want to throw that out there. I also want to say that these mostly are all new species mods. These do not replace anything in the game, or in the last one's case, it actually adds certain variants to certain animals, but these are all new species. They don't replace anything, they act just like you would get a new DLC. So without further ado, let's get started. The first animal on our list is the Saola. This is a gorgeous animal, and it is currently listed as extinct in the wild, or rather data deficient, because we are not even sure if these animals are still out there. However, Monsoon loves to make his obscure animals from the rainforest, and we're going to be seeing a lot of them today, but the Saola is one that is absolutely gorgeous. It's a Southeast Asian bovine that has these beautiful long horns, and a ruby red all the way up to like burnt umber kind of shading on its body. It is gorgeous. You guys should definitely check this one out. It is this weird, funky little animal that I think everyone should know about. Number 2 on our list is the Gaur. This is a beautiful bovine as well from Southeast Asia, but this one looks absolutely different and it is insane to see. Again, made by Monsoon, this beautiful bovine is found relatively commonly across Europe and is currently only in at least 2 or 3 different holders in the United States. They are impressive and just really star attractions if you are building, say, a Southeast Asia or Indian area. Number 3 on our list is, you guessed it, another one from Monsoon. This one is the Red Shank Duke, or otherwise known as the Queen of Primates due to its very regal and beautiful coloration. This one is found again in Southeast Asia. We'll be getting out of Southeast Asia soon, I promise. And it is one of the best looking mods out there. It's based off the proboscis monkey, and I always say we can use as many primates as possible in Planet Zoo. He recently remastered it, which led to it looking even better than it did before, and it's just so full of different colors and variations that I think you guys should definitely give this one a check in game. It looks so much better than the pictures than it does in game. Not to say that these pictures are bad, these are actually incredible pictures. Next on our list we have the Arapaima by Buff Zoo, myself, and Monsoon. Oh my god, how did he get in here? The Arapaima is probably one of my favorite fish mods out there because it makes absolutely the best use of the Cayman rig. It is a standout animal that works so well in Planet Zoo because it slowly coasts along the water. It is absolutely mesmerizing to watch it float around, and it's also a very common zoo animal, so if you guys are very much leaning towards a realistic build, these guys are absolutely perfect for that. The original model was ported from Fishing Planet, as you guys can see from the original thumbnail, and it's just a really awesome fish to have in here and really helps represent tropical waters. Number 5 on our list is the Emerald Tree Monitor. This one by Mega Game and Rex and myself is a drop dead gorgeous mod. It has 2 other variations aside from the Emerald Tree Monitor. It has the blue tree monitor and the yellow tree monitor. I don't think it's called the yellow, but it is yellow, so I'm gonna call it yellow. Just a really standout use of the Asian water monitor rig, and it's just a drop dead gorgeous mod to begin with. It is perfect for all your reptile houses, and if you guys do want a splash of color in your zoos, it's the perfect complement to that. All of my favorite things about tropical animals are just how colorful they are and how wacky they are. And these guys have so much color variation that it really does demonstrate just how I fell in love with these guys. As I was saying before, one of the things that I feel like we really need in Planet Zoo are more monkeys. And this one, the mantled guerza, otherwise known as the Eastern black and white colobus monkey, is perfect. This one made by Narwhaler is probably one of my favorite mods from him, just because it takes a very funky animal and makes it work in Planet Zoo. One of my favorite things about these guys is how they have the little pompadour going on, and also the droopy fur on the sides of them, kind of like in between the armpit and like the legs. Very interesting stuff for these guys. Narwhaler did a standout job with these. While I always would prefer to have official primates in Planet Zoo, this one is just so gorgeous not to have in my game at all times. It is beautiful, it's incredible, and it's probably one of my favorite monkeys out there, so I hope you guys check this one out too. Number 7 on our list is a gen mod. This is the African Forest Buffalo. These guys are probably some of the most gorgeous bovines you will ever see because of their orange coloration. Now these mods, they actually have a wide variety of different color variation. You'll get a lot more saturated ones that look completely orange, or you might have a little bit of a darker one, which I believe represents the males. I haven't played with these guys in a while, but I will always recommend them. Their lovely little ear tufts are some of the cutest things in the world, and they're just some of my favorite animals out there for you guys to check out. It's a standout mod, it's a standout animal, and plus, it's a gen mod. How can you guys not love that? I swear, we are just transitioning from Monsoon over to Gen over here. This is the Southern Tamandua. Again, another Gen mod that is probably one of my favorites. While it can't actually climb, it looks incredible. It is based off of the giant anteater. As you guys can probably tell, it is of course a type of anteater, but one of my favorite things about these guys is the sheer texture quality on them. They look like they're wearing a little tuxedo jacket, and they are just the cutest little damn things in the world. I really recommend you guys check these guys out. Even though they can't climb, they're still incredible to have in all of your zoos, whether they be South American based or if you're working on kind of like a tropical house or something. These guys are always so charismatic to have in there and are always just a lovely splash of white and black against your greens and yellows. Our 9th animal on here is actually probably one of my favorite mods I've ever released. This is the red-rumped agouti. Now I know I have around 8 other kinds of agoutis to choose from, but this one in particular is the one that everyone wants. The red-rumped agouti is extremely common in zoos all across the world. Whether you're from Europe, whether you're from the United States, the red-rumped agouti is definitely going to be in a zoo, at least close to you. These guys are some of my favorites out there. They are just the cutest little rodents. They're kind of related to the capybaras, which is honestly a great way to use the rig. So I actually use the baby capybara rig for these guys, so if you really want to fix the code, you can make it so that they deep dive for some reason. Not sure why you would want that. But they are really, really incredible animals and really help to fill out tropical houses. I know a lot of us tend to put tigers and big ticket items in there, but these guys are definitely some of those smaller animals that really help to pad out an animal collection for your zoos. Really awesome animal, ported from Zoo Tycoon 3. At least that game was good for something, right? And they're just a really, really great animal, so I really suggest you guys check this one out. Last but not least, it's not just one animal, it's not just 2. There are at least 15 different new animals in this mod alone. This is Extraordinary Exhibits Remaster. Now, exhibit animals oftentimes get extremely neglected. I hope to do a video on this soon, just so we can kind of like talk about how we can make them better. But modders have kind of taken it to themselves to make these little functions of the game a lot more charismatic and a lot more beautiful. Phonetic and Narwhaler teamed up to create this beautiful pack that includes so many different varieties of animals that really help to flesh out the game's roster so much more. Instead of just having one color variant for all of these animals, you will have several new additions to these for many different animals in here. Not to be, like, go into too much depth, but Goliath beetles, Titan beetles, Goliath bird eaters, Brazilian wandering spiders, hairy scorpions, land snails, giant forest scorpions all have new variants, and it's just so great to have this kind of variety in your parks and in your zoos, because it's just such a beautiful work of art, and I feel like a lot of us tend to ignore our invertebrate friends. I love invertebrates, I just wish the system were better in Planet Zoo specifically for them, but this really helps to fix that little thing up with at least a band-aid for now. But it's really incredible. While we don't have fully functional new exhibit species just yet, this is definitely one of the best things that you guys can get if you are hoping to add a little bit of spice to those exhibit boxes. So, What are your top 10 tropical mods for Planet Zoo? I know I have a little bit of a niche list over here, but I'm so curious to hear if you guys have anything out there that I might have missed, maybe a crocodilian or something, I don't really know. I'm so thankful that you guys were able to stop by for this video. I hope you guys have the most wonderful of wonderful days, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Take care and goodbye.